Hey guys, welcome to my channel and my name is Gurjot. I hope you are doing well. So a lot of people have this perception that being an early childhood educator, you are just playing with the kids, you are having fun all day. They are not aware of what your roles and responsibilities are as an early childhood educator. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what a real day looks like as an early childhood educator. So without any further delay, let's get started. So I'm going to divide my day into three sections: morning time, lunchtime, and after lunchtime. Now, my roles and responsibilities as an educator totally depends on what shift I have. Do I have a morning shift or do I have a closing shift? Usually I have closing shifts, but there are some days when I am there as an opening educator. So as an opening educator, I want to set up my classroom. So when the kids come in, they are excited, they're curious to explore what's there on the table. So as an educator, I open up the learning centers, dramatic play areas, and even set up the sensory bins for the kids. Now, once the kids start coming in, I greet my kids, especially taking their name because that really helps to build that connection. And that is also the time when parents can communicate their issues and concerns with us. So I look forward to communicate with the parents. Now, some kids do come happy, while some kids need extra cuddles, extra time to settle in. So building emotional safety is also a part of my job. Now, the most important task to do at this time is to sign your kids in. So you need to make entries for time in, time out, who dropped them and who's gonna pick them up. Now, why we are doing these kind of entries? Firstly, it's a legal and licensing requirement. Signing and signing out your kids not only helps us record who's picking and dropping them, but it also helps us to prevent unauthorized pickups. Secondly, you should know the count of your kids all the time. You should know who's in the building. So, in case of fire drills, lockdowns, emergencies, and evacuations, you know who's present and no child is missing. Finally, at every time, you should know the count of your kids so the ratio can be maintained. Now, by 9 a.m., almost all the kids have arrived, and that is the time for morning snack. So, 15 minutes prior to that, we start cleaning up, kids start closing and winding up their activities and gather on the carpet. That is the time we do a welcome song or a good morning song that helps them calm down and get ready for the next transition. So, next transition is using the washroom, washing hands, and sitting for the morning snack. Morning snack lasts for 30 minutes. At 9:30 we are going to have our circle time, which again lasts for 20 minutes. So every month we follow a theme, and during the circle time we teach kids interesting fun things about that particular thing. While one teacher is conducting this circle time, the other teacher quickly cleans up the space and gets the space ready for the art. As soon as we are done with the circle, the kids take turn to do the art under teacher's supervision, while other kids explore different learning centers. At 10 a.m., kids would again clean up their spaces and get ready for next transition. Next transition includes using the washroom again and getting ready for outside. For outside time, kids need to dress up according to the weather. In winters, they would usually put on their snow gear that includes snow jackets, snow pants, gloves, and caps. In summers, they would usually put on their hats and sunglasses, and teachers would help them with sunscreen. Now, this is not just a free play time, this is the time that supports their gross motor development, risk assessment, and teamwork. As early childhood educators, you have important responsibilities. You have a major responsibility to ensure that every child is safe, engaged, and learning when they are outside. So once we are outside, while one teacher conducts the safety check to make sure that environment is clean, nothing unsafe is present there, the other teacher is going to review outside safety rules with the kids and then only let them free and allow them to play in the field. Now around 11:30 a.m. we are back to the center. The kids would use the washroom and transition for lunch. Teachers would warm up their lunch and supervise that all the kids are well fed. Followed by lunch is the nap time. So teachers would help the kids nap by sitting with them, patting their back, rubbing their back, or rocking them. Many people have this assumption that nap time is free time. Well, it's not. For me, this is the time I use to sanitize my toys and clean my activities. I use this time to plan my curriculum, look for theme related arts, and even check if I have the needed supplies or not. also any important documentation that I need to do, I do it during nap time. Any incidents that happen, incident reports to be made, those are also done during the nap time. Not only that, but many kids don't even nap. So they are just sitting along with the teacher and doing nap time activities, quiet time activities. Kids start waking up gradually, and by 2:30 all the kids are up. So one teacher would take them for a washroom while the other teacher would sanitize their mats and put their blankets away. Once all kids are back, it's time for evening snack. So all the kids are going to sit for snack, and usually around 3:15, by 3:15 kids are done with their snack. So one teacher takes them to pack their bags, put their water bottles, lunch kits or any stuffies they have. Everything is packed in, while the other teacher cleans up the space and gets it ready in case the kids want to color or even use table activities. After packing up, kids would gather on the carpet for the final circle time. In this circle time, we sing songs, rhymes, and even dance. As you can see, throughout the day, we conduct 3 to 5 circle times depending on how busy the day is. Circle time is an important time for every educator as it helps them to communicate with their kids, build a connection with them, have a bond with them. Personally, I use this time to remind my kids about making safe choices, sharing with their friends, being kind to their friends, and even about outside safety rules. Kids need repeated reminders. It helps them to learn how to follow rules and makes it easy for them to follow multi step instructions. After all the kids leave, I clean up the room, reset it for the next day, and definitely use my time to reflect throughout the day. If something special happened, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and how I can improve it. Being an ECE is exhausting, but when a child runs and smiling to you because they know you are their safe space, it's totally worth it. If you are going to become an early childhood educator, make sure you are aware it's not just a job but a responsibility. So welcome your kids with love, patience, and a lot of kindness. I hope this video will give you a clear idea of what a real day looks like for an ECE. If you found the video helpful, do hit like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram because I do share a lot of stuff over there. So yeah, that was about it. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.